What's good, guys? Welcome to Oxygen, one of the best gyms in the world. I got chest and shoulders on the cards tonight. Welcome to episode 2. Show you the cafe. I'm gonna skip around the cafe. They've got a cold plunge, a warm jacuzzi, a cold jacuzzi, your normal pool, and as we go through here, you got a steam and sauna. So on all my active recovery days, I get out here, I do my abs, I do my cardio, I hit the sauna, cold plunge, sauna, jacuzzi, shower, and head home. Like that. You got the sauna there, and they got the steam right behind you. What's good, guys? Welcome to Oxygen, one of the best gyms in the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. They got 5-6 gyms in Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, everywhere. But I'd say, in my opinion, the top 2 gyms in Dubai, I would say that you must check out are obviously Oxygen and Binus. So if you're ever here, those are the 2 gyms you got to tick off your list. Alright, one of the coolest things about this gym is if you look around, each of the pieces of kit are divided based off the body part you're trying to train. So if you look over there, you got the logo that says chest. So every piece of kit that you need for your chest is divided and put in that section. Right over here, we got shoulders. Out there, we got back. And then if you go across the way, you got arms and you got legs. So the advantage of that is if you're trying to train a body part and you go to certain gyms, you got a leg press here, you got a hack squat there. You don't have that here. Here, everything is divided. So when you're trying to hit a body part, everything is in one section. And the best part about this gym is it's 24 hours. The kitchen is 24 hours. The pool, the sauna, the jacuzzis, everything is 24 hours. And one of the things I appreciate and I love training when the gym's quiet. So I normally head out here on prep. I like training at night. So I come out here 10 o'clock, no one's here. I got the place to myself. I'm in my element, and that's one of the reasons I believe this prep has gone extremely smoothly is I haven't had to deal with external noise. Even when I go to Binus, I always train after 10 p.m. because that's when all the crowd is away, all the tripods and the Instagram lifters are not in the section. It's just yourself. You can train, you can get in the right mindset and get everything you need done out the way. Quick warm up. We're just going to do a couple of reps, just really isolate the quads, and then we're going to get 2 working sets done out the way, and then we're going to move to chest. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing leg extensions, but they tend to always rush the set, just use momentum to move the weight. When you're doing it, always think of the 2 ranges. Control the negative, nice and controlled. Get to the bottom, get a big stretch in your quad, and as you come up, a nice mini squeeze at the top. Oh, that's a different weight. I'm really starting to enjoy training legs again because, touch wood, they've been healthy, and we got the final episode when we are, I think, 9 days out, which will be my last leg session, which I will film for you guys next week. Okay. So that's the warm-up done. We're going to get into the working set. Nothing crazy. Really just focusing on the contraction, not going too heavy. One more set there. Let's see. This is just me trying to give my quads a little bit of extra stimulus because, like I said, I'm only doing them every 6 days, and the way my split is currently set up, I like to add in, sprinkle in a little top-up volume. So on my push days, I'll do 2 sets of either leg extensions or 2 sets of leg press. And then on my pull day at the start, I'll add in some hamstrings. So either a lying hamstring curl or a seated hamstring curl. Okay, one more. A potentiation exercise, I like to get shrugs out the way. I usually do shrugs on my push day. I know some people like to do it on their back day. I get it done on my push day. And you guys probably noticed in my last video, I didn't do any rear delts, and I don't do rear delts today. I save rear delts, so rear delt flies or rear delt pulls. I tend to do them on my rest day. So I'll come in here, I'll do some abs, I'll do 4 sets of rear delts, I'll hit some cardio, sauna, and that's me out. Anyways, come through, let's hit some shrugs. I've never used this machine before. I've always used either that shrug machine or that shrug machine. And maybe about 5-6 weeks ago, I started using this, and the connection I felt on this was unbelievable. So I've been sticking to this. I do 2 variations. Let me talk you through both. I kind of superset them both because it's not too taxing. It's easy enough. So shrugs I usually aim from 12 to 15 reps. So variation 1, facing in front, bars in front of you, up, big squeeze at the top, all the way down. And I go straight into one with the bar behind my back. That was a warm-up set. I'll do 2 quick working sets here. Nothing crazy. If I do 2 plates and then 3 plates, that's it. Same rep range, 10 to 15. Just the main bit here is focusing on the squeeze at the top of the rep. I see a lot of people just use momentum and just barely move the weight. Think of when you're doing it, think of the muscle. Obviously get a big stretch at the bottom, and as you come up, squeeze, pull your shoulder blades all the way up to your ears. So right there and down. Right there, squeeze for a split second, back down. Always try and visualize the muscle you're training. Just forget about the weight. Do one more set. So 10. It's weird. Most of my lifts I kind of track, and with time I progressively overload them. But shrugs are one of them I've kind of not really done that. I've just gone off feel, because obviously I'm not trying to get ridiculous straps. I just want them to flow well with the rest of my physique, and especially when I'm hitting that rear shot, I want them to stand out a little bit, but nothing overwhelming.
انا يوم بديت اطور فيه كان شيء اسمه اللي هو 5 سنين مثلا تقريبا 35 الى 20 دولار هو بعد ده
Man. All right, last one. Let's go. Oof. Oh, that's it. All right, guys. Shrugs wrapped up. Nothing intense. Just a little bit of stimulus to the muscle, and let's head through. So all my push workouts, right? I always start with the fly. Why? Because I like to pre-exhaust the muscle I'm trying to train, because that way I don't need too much load when I go into the presses, because that's how a lot of people end up tearing their shit, getting injured, because they go straight into presses. Yeah, you can do feeder sets, you can get warmed up, but starting with the fly, really get into that length and range, stretch the muscle, establish that mind muscle connection, pre-exhaust it. So then when you go to your presses, you don't need as much weight, and you can really take it to failure and not need to put yourself in a position where you're moving ridiculous weight that's going to potentially injure you. So let's head over this way. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, you got the chest section, and look at that. Every single one of those machines are all chests. There's machines in here I've never seen in my life. To be fair, I've been here for a couple of months now and I still haven't used every piece of machine. But then again, I like to stick to the program. I'm quite disciplined. If I have a certain movement in it, I just stick to it. Alright, so we're gonna head over to the cable stack. I always love doing my flies on a cable machine. I tend to connect really well with them. I've used dumbbells when I was younger, but I feel like when you get to the top of the range, there's too much of a drop off, and I don't tend to get the same connection I do when I do it with cables. So head through here. So this right here is we're going to be using this machine. The primary focus is going to be upper chest. It has been for majority of my push workouts. So we're going to do cuffed flies, and we're going to target the upper region, which is the clavicle region. In the past, I used to really struggle to connect with my chest, and ever since I started adding these in, I've noticed dramatic improvement in my chest. The first time I actually saw someone do it was trained by JP, where he introduced cuffs, and we obviously do the cuff laterals and then these clavicle flies, and honestly, trust me, they've been a game changer to my chest development. So the warm up and the structure is going to be very similar to what I spoke to you guys about in episode 1. I always kind of warm up this way. I do a couple of feeder sets just to get used to the weight, and then I'll do 2 working sets. So here I'm just going to set up the incline bench, get the cuffs just below my elbow. So obviously you can use D handles, but I feel like the connection of the cuffs is a lot better for myself. Play around with both, see which one you prefer, and stick with that. So goal is nice and controlled all the way down, big stretch in the lengthened, and then as you come up, squeeze. Arm part is just above your chin. So down, big stretch in the lengthen, come up and squeeze. Nice and controlled, squeeze. Think of driving your bicep all the way into your chin. So if you're someone that's always struggled to get that connection with your chest, or it's a lagging body part, give these a go. I promise you will not regret it. I usually do on this one warm-up set, which I just done. I'll do 1 feeder set now, 4, maybe 5 reps, and then I'll get into my first working set. That's the one thing about this gym, man. It's so peaceful. Like, if I went into any other gym at this time right now, trying to grab a cable machine would be a nightmare, bro. But this one, I came in, like, I'm telling you, like, all of tonight, you'll notice every machine we go to is pretty much going to be free. So as I said earlier, nice and controlled. Control the eccentric. 3, 2, 1. Mini pause. Come up and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Mini pause. Come up and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Mini pause. Squeeze. See, one of the biggest mistakes I see everyone make when they're training chest and a lot of muscle groups, everyone thinks, oh, they always focus on just moving concentric. They don't think of the eccentric. Focus on controlling the weight on the way down. That's going to elicit a lot more hypertrophy. Like when you're bringing a dumbbell down, anything, think of the two ranges. There's two ranges, yes. Top is where it contracts, but the lengthened is just as important. So I would go down, put the hand, 3, 2, 1, split second pause, and then come through back up. And stop using, when you get to the bottom, stop using momentum. You're not bouncing the weight off your chest. Always think of controlling it. Always think of the two ranges and think of having a mini pause at each end. Okay guys, so that's feeder set 1 out the way. So we did a warm up, 1 feeder set, and then because there's not that much between my working set now, I'm going to jump straight into my first working set. So that will be so the rep ranges here usually anywhere from 8 to 12. I'll see how I get on. If I get 10 plus, I'll increase the weight and aim for the same rep range. I always try and, my off season, I try to push it a bit. I'll keep tabs of how much I'm lifting. Let's say I'm doing, for example, 25 kg for 10 reps in my first week on my first set. The next week I come back, the minute I hit 12, I'll bump it up by 1 and I'll try to stick within that rep range. So always remember progressive overload. If you want to grow, you want to add on more tissue, always think of doing a little bit more than you did the previous week. Don't make ridiculous jumps. Half a pound or quarter pound is more than sufficient enough. Because when you tally that up over the course of the year, if you're adding like quarter pound a week, think of that over 52 weeks. That's new stimulus every time you're coming in. Or not even not even adding weight, adding a rep, because that's a total load. Weight into reps. If you're doing, for example, 10 reps with 10 pounds, that's 100 pounds lifted. Now you move that into 11, that's 110. Over the course of the year, that extra little 10 is going to tally up and it's going to make a difference in your physique. So we got 10 there, that's a tricky one. Also guys, you probably noticed, I'm not really going to true failure at the moment, just because I'm so close to my show. I don't want to put myself in a position that, when your body fat's low, you're this close in, anything can go wrong. So at this given moment of time, I try to keep maybe 1 or 2 reps in reserve. I mean, occasionally, yeah, I might hit failure, but that's not intentional. I'm just trying to be more, with me taking sets to failure now, especially this deep into the deficit, is going to impact my recovery. And I'm not trying to slap on any new tissue, which is near impossible at this given time. I'm just trying to retain whatever I have. So trying to hold on to that muscle I already have. So I'm just trying to keep exposing it to the same stimulus I was exposing it to, and just try and do that as long as I can. Touch wood, so far, my numbers have held. I might have lost a rep or 2, but the load from the start of prep to now has pretty much stayed consistent, and this is the first prep I've managed to do that, so I'm kind of happy with it. and also rest times. Normally I would say 3 minutes, or if your heart rate is not where it's supposed to be, take an extra minute or two. The minute you feel fully recovered, attack the set then. I just went up one. So yeah, as you guys can probably tell, got rid of the beard, we're getting close. You know what men's physique is all about. It's about presenting yourself a certain way. Chances are I'm probably gonna have to get this down even lower, but yeah, I'm excited. It's been nearly 2 years since I stepped on stage. 2023 October is when I turned pro, and I wanted to be up to a certain standard before I stepped on the pro stage. So yeah, that's why I've just given the time with me relocating, me moving to Dubai. I had a lot of things going on last year, so I couldn't really give my training and nutrition 100%. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was still training 5-6 days a week, but with me being back and forth, I did a lot of trips, spend time with loved ones. I couldn't really get my nutrition at 100%. And me personally, I'm someone that believes that if you want to prep, you want to step on stage, you need to earn the right to do that. And what do I mean by earn the right? I believe in your off season, you should be doing everything you physically can to be getting better. And that means not just training, that means hitting your diet, staying in that surplus consistently, not just hitting your surplus of calories 1 or 2 days. It's doing it week in, week out. If your off season is 52 weeks, you should be hitting that surplus consistently for those 52 weeks, making the necessary improvements. And yeah, you can train, yeah, you can take all the supplements, all the gear, all that. But unless your diet is on point, like my physique is a primary example of last year. Like last year, I didn't progress as much as I should have, just because I was traveling so much and I couldn't give my nutrition 100%. Whereas since start of this year, since January, I've kind of put my head down, I'm dialed in, and fingers crossed it kind of shows on stage. God willing. All right, let's go. Last set here. Try and match reps as the previous set. Let's see what. Let's go. That's it. Chest is pre-exhausted, warmed up. Nice stretch in the length end. Now we go into the first press. The first press I like to do is a low incline dumbbell press. In my off season, I normally do 2 sets here. But like I said, 2 weeks out, volume has been tapered down. So I'm just gonna hit 1 set here. I'm gonna go for my loading weight. Couple of warm-up set, couple of feeders, straight into the loading set. Try and hit as many reps as I can, and then we move on to exercise 2. It's a low incline. I like to, anywhere from, I'd say 15 to 30 degrees works. It depends on what bench you have access to, because they have different notches. So I like to, I would say this would be high incline for me. So I'd go 1 below that. Actually, usually I prefer it around there, but unfortunately this one is a bit lower. I'd say this is about 15 degrees. I guess we'll have to stick with this today. So I'm gonna start with a quick warm-up set. My shoulders are a bit funny at the moment because I was trying to hit my back poses this morning and I felt something click, but then I do click a lot. I do need a sports massage though. Oh, that's another thing. Whenever you can, if you're training at a high intensity, frequently make sure you get some deep tissue work done in as regularly as you can. I have been slacking on that lately, I'm not gonna lie. I normally try to do one and prep weekly, but since I've got out here, the guy I messaged hasn't got back to me, so I think I need to find a replacement. Just a warm up there. So moving up to my set, I'll keep reps nice and low. Feeder sets. This will be my first feeder set. 3 reps. Just a feel for the weight. I'll do 2 more feeder sets and then we'll get into the working set. So there's 2 reps here. So we got 1 more feeder set and then we'll go to the working set. And that felt a bit heavy. It's crazy how much it changes from week to week. Like I did this, when did I hit chest last? I hit chest on, so I did legs.
Last week?
Yeah, so I did when did we train? We videoed on Tuesday, didn't we?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, so Monday. Hit chest Monday. No problems. Today Saturday.
Wednesday.
Yesterday. So majority of my fat loss now is completed. So I brought cardio back down a bit. But at my peak, I was doing, on my rest days, I was doing 1 hour and 10 minutes of cardio, followed by 50 minutes of steps. Whereas at the moment, yesterday I brought it down, so by 10 minutes, so I was doing 55 minutes faster cardio. 55 minutes faster cardio, and the rest were my steps. So my step target is usually about 12K, but what I've been doing this prep is I've been actually keeping tabs of active calories burnt. So each week, say I wanted to increase my deficit, I'd keep tabs of my, say I was doing 10,000 steps, the next increment would be either 1,000 more steps, or I'll say 10 more minutes on my intense cardio, so cardio where my heart rate's 130 and above. But this time around, with keeping tabs of that, I've also been keeping tabs of my active calories burnt. So when I've been wanting to push the deficit further, let's say hypothetically, I'm burning, because my peak cardio at one point was 40 minutes fasted, 40 minutes post-workout. So in those 2 sessions combined, I was getting about 850 to 800 active calories burnt. So what I wanted, if I needed to push it further, I'd aim for 900 or 950, an extra 100 active calories. So that way I was keeping track of multiple variables, and every time I wanted to push it a bit or pull it back, I was pulling it back overall. Because for example, you could give someone 10 minutes cardio, and based off that intensity in that 10 minutes cardio, they could burn 50 calories or they can burn 150 calories, and based off the energy level. So at the start of prep, when I give you 10 minutes, you might burn 100 calories, but at the tail end of prep, when you're exhausted, you might drop the intensity and you might burn 50, which is not as consistent as you need it to be. So this way you're keeping tabs of the actual active calories burnt. That way, if I tell you, okay, go and burn 100 active calories, whether you do it in 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it's up to you, but you still got to get that done. Okay, last feeder set, and then we get to the working set. Set this up, get the wraps. So at the start of prep, I was doing this for 9 reps, 9 to 10 occasionally. So as I've gone through these 10, I'd say I think approaching 10 or 11 now, I can't even remember. I did my pre-prep phase in May, which was from 1st of May to 2nd of June. I did a pre-prep phase. So I pulled off a large chunk of body fat. And then I had a diet break holiday from the 2nd to the 9th. I still did my cardio, I still trained everything. And I managed to hold on to my weight. I didn't gain any weight. I didn't lose any weight. And then from the 9th of June is when I officially started prep. And I pulled off the rest. So in total, maybe 11 weeks. And since then, I've managed to, touch wood, lift the same weight. Last week, I lost a rep, but I'm hoping I could kind of try and match that. But then going into next week, which would be, I got one more chest session, one more push session before I go into peak week. So peak week, actually next week is mock peak week, so I won't even do that. So this will probably be my last heaviest chest session. And then moving forward from here, because it'll be mock peak week, it'll just be pump sessions, nothing too strenuous, just getting the blood flowing into the muscle and just seeing how I look, once I'm filled up. So yeah, that's a good thing I spoke to you guys about that, because I thought I had one more big session in, but nah, this is probably the last heaviest push session I have. I mean, on Tuesday I'll try to give it everything I got for my leg session, because that will be my last leg session before I step on stage. And the reasoning behind that is when you train legs, obviously after every body part you do get inflamed, but after legs you get more inflamed than you would on training other body parts, which when you're inflamed makes you hold more water, and that's the last thing you want going onto stage. So most people tend to do their leg session maybe 7 to 10 days out, and then they wrap it up until they're done with the show. So yeah, Tuesday would be 10 days for me as well. So Tuesday would be my last leg session before I step on. Let's go, come on now. Got this, man, come on. Oh man, yeah, I lost another rep today. That's 6. So yeah, 3 reps down in total since 10 weeks, but this is the lightest I've weighed. I woke up at, overnight I dropped, how much was it, 0.7 kg. So that's about 1.5 pounds, but I'll take that. All right, so that's just one set there. Like I said, I don't I'm more conscious, more aware of volume this time around. Because in the past I would just bury myself. That's probably one of the reasons why I couldn't hold on to the muscle I would pack on, or I would end up losing too much because I'd end up training on prep like I would in my off season, whereas this time around I've been more aware of it. Okay, that's it. We're gonna go hit some plate loaded incline now. It's a safer movement. So we'll go get 2 sets done out there. It's a high incline, so let's go. All right, so this is movement number 2, well, press number 2. It's a high incline, still focusing on the clavicle region, the upper chest. We're gonna do 2 sets here. So that'll be 1 set of low incline, which is dumbbells, 2 sets here. Rep range anywhere from 8 to 12. I'm gonna do 1 loading set, drop the weight by 15-20%, and then get probably 10 plus reps. The same principles as earlier, warm-up set, couple of feeder sets, and then into our working set. I actually really like this press. It's Atlantis press. It lets you adjust the starting point and converge to the top. Great connection. Whenever I turn up in a new gym, if they've got an Atlantis incline press, it's my go-to press. That's the warm-up done. This is feeder set number 1. I think we'll get up to full plates for the working set. See how it feels. So 1 more feeder set and then we'll get into our working set. I think I spoke too earlier today. I spoke too soon earlier today. Just saying that my strength in numbers I've held, and I ended up dropping 2 reps, but it is expected at some point in prep, especially when, how much am I down? I'm down 12 kg. So 12 kg is almost, what's that, 26, 27 pounds? Yeah, I'll take that. It's not too bad considering it's a 2, maybe 3 rep decrease in 10 weeks. But yeah, it's always demoralizing when you hit that first roadblock. But it's all part of the process. It happens when you're in a deficit, when body fat's low, calories are low. Sleep is okay this time around, touch wood, I'd say. Some days are good, some days wake up multiple times, but it's all expected in in prep, especially when your body fat is this low and you're on the back end. But that's why we do it, that's the love of the game. Let's go. Right, let's get to our working set. So let's talk about one more thing. My current, I'm sure all of you would be interested in how I pulled off 27 pounds in the time frame I mentioned, 10, 11 weeks. I think one of the biggest benefits was me prior to doing my pre-prep phase was my starting point on my calories. I started my calories at a fairly good spot. I was sitting at about 550, 600 grams of carbs, 300 protein, about 70 fat. So as each week kind of down or came down, I would make small adjustments to my diet. But what I did do this time around was I took a more rapid approach at the front end of prep, where I tried to pull off as much as I could at the start, just because at the start of prep, your energy is high, fatigue's low, stress is low, you're in a good position. So getting most of the hard work out the way at the start lets you cruise in as you get to the back end. So I think that's been the biggest game changer. But the lowest my foot went to was training days, which was last week. I brought my foot down all the way down to 260 gram carbs, 315 protein, and 40 fats. Some days I'd have two training day diets. One of the days I would bring the fats down to 35. So that was about 2,600 calories, give or take. And to most of you, that might seem like a lot, but when you're someone that's consuming 4,500, 5,000, and you come down to 2,500, you feel like, it feels like nothing. And especially when you're doing 12K steps and 120 minutes of cardio, that's gonna, no, 120? No, sorry, I was doing 40 and 40. So yeah, 80 minutes of cardio, that's gonna feel like nothing. But yeah, you'll get to see a physique update at the end of this video, and tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm 2 weeks out or if I need more time. Would love to hear your feedback on it. I'm not sure when I'm dropping these videos just yet, but yeah, let's go. Not too bad. And 9 reps there. Right arm was slow coming up, felt it. Since I got 9, I mean, normally my back off, I drop it by 15, 20%. But I think we'll slap a 10, take off the 20, and we'll slap a 10 on. I think I should be fine with that. So not a big drop. So what is that, a 12% drop? I'm gonna take a minute or two before I go. That set did take a lot out of me. I'd say this is probably the most taxing last set. After this, we got a fly, 1 set of decline press, and it'll be laterals. So a bit calmer, I'd say. It's usually the 2 presses, incline presses, that gas me out, because they are tend to be the heaviest. Even my decline or flat press I do next, I usually alternate. So I do 3 out of my 4 presses, 4 working sets. I'll do 3 for my incline, and then I'll have 1 which will either be a decline or it will be a flat press. And say I do decline this week, I'll alternate in next week with a flat press. And then also the day, my push day, when it's more shoulder dominant, I'll tend to throw in whichever one I tended to miss on today's session. So say I hit flat press today, seated, I'll do, the next time round, I'll do decline, and then I'll alternate between the 2, so I'm getting that overall development and I'm not leaving certain parts of my chest out. Yeah, I failed on my reps there. So what I'm gonna do is, I normally try not to do drop sets on prep, but I just want to hit the rep target I had in mind. So I got 7, I'll just do another quick 3, hit that 10 reps I was after. Yeah, I stay away from drop sets and supersets. especially this deep. But I don't like doing a set of 7, so I thought I'll just complete the set off. We'll move to some flies now. Nice and control, big stretch at the bottom. Come up, squeeze. 2 sets followed by 1 press, and then we just have some laterals left, which is fairly quick. Nice and control, big stretch at the bottom. Come up, squeeze. Warm up. Got 2 working sets there. I need to do it, yeah.
Your ribs look small like what I was just out of your skin.
Thank you, bro. Let's go. Working set 1. Anywhere from 10 to 15. Big stretch at the bottom, and squeeze it to get to the top. So 3, 2, 1. Pause in the lengthen. Come up, squeeze. Pause, squeeze.
So
Good, bro. Let's move to 1 quick press here, and then move to medial delt. Just a warm up there. Maybe nothing too crazy here. Slap on a 10 maybe, and just. I like to do these individually. I feel like I get more of a contraction, can position myself better, and just really focus on that squeeze. I've done them dual, but when I do them individually, I feel a better connection on them. So try them both, see which one you like, and just stick with it. This isn't really one of those movements where I'm trying to
progress. This is more of a feeler set. Just connecting and really engaging with that lower part of my chest. I'm not trying to get it overdeveloped because I really want the upper to stand out more than the lower. This is just getting that overall balance between the two going. That's it for chest. That's a wrap for chest. Now we just a little bit of medial delts, and then we can call it. Okay. Now we do the seated padded lateral, just challenging the two ranges. I really like this one too. The medial delts, I always like to keep the rep range a little higher, so I always aim for 12 plus, usually between 12 and 15. One more. Do one quick light set of standing laterals with some dumbbells here. See.
Requesting any captain, please come to the section. Any captain, please come to the section.
That's a wrap.